have a 1957 Fiat Jolly 500. This car was converted into the open-top version by Carrozzeria Ghia back in the day. The 500 is kind of a little tribute to its bigger sister, the Fiat Jolly 600. And we converted this to all electric, makes a great platform. Keep in mind the original engine in this car was just a 2-cylinder 500cc motorcycle motor, so it really didn't have much power. Now with 45 kilowatts of electric drive running about 120 volts, this thing has so much power and so much torque, we actually had to do a custom clutch for it. We used a ceramic disc 4-puck clutch that we custom fabricated ourselves because we couldn't even lay down the power in this thing without its little tiny 5.5-inch diameter clutch slipping. We put a 45 kilowatt AC motor in the rear, and we put 12 kilowatt hours of Tesla 18650 batteries in the rear. So here we are at the back of the car, and we really wanted to preserve the historic nature of this car. So we put a motor mount in here that actually utilizes the original sprung mount for the 500cc engine. So over here we have our DC converter, and then we have our J1772 port for public charge station. Behind this panel here is our Tesla 18650 battery. You can see it's just basically coming off the firewall just a tiny bit. Over there we have our AC motor controller. We have our brushless induction motor down here. And then we have our adapter plate, and we're using the stock 4-speed transaxle, which is kind of fun. You can run through the gears in this thing. And this car, by the way, is one of the best looking cars we've had in the shop. It seems like everybody's interested in it. They come in and they say, hey, how about that pink car? And we got to stop and we say, it's not pink, it's coral orange. And of course, something that we always do in our conversions is we preserve the historic nature of this car. We didn't do any cutting, we didn't do any modification or anything like that. Our motor bolts right up to the stock transaxle, and none of the gauges, nothing inside were altered or cut or anything in any way. So this car still holds its value, and we have the original engine in storage, so if you ever need to put it back to the original form, we can do that very easily, very quickly. We removed the gas tank up front. It seemed to always be leaking anyways. We freed up some space, so you actually have some storage compartment area up there now. So the great thing about the electric conversion is we actually take so many components out, we make the car a little more functional afterwards. So up here in the front trunk area, since it's an open top car, it's a really nice place to put some of your items and store them under lock and key. We've got a full-size spare tire up here. I mean, there's enough room up here to store like 80 pairs of Crocs for all your island adventures. So there you go, there's the Fiat 500 Jolly, makes a great platform for an electric conversion. It's too bad we were really hoping to drive this around and show you a little bit more of it on the EV show, but the transporter's waiting for it. We got to deliver it to the customer. We just finished it. So for now, I'm Michael Bream, EV West. We'll see you next time.
God, you know, it's another beautiful day, and Bream doesn't even know I did this. Let me see if we can catch him by surprise, see what he's doing.
Hutch?
Hey, Luigi! Luigi, it's Tony! What are you doing? Hey!
What's going on?
What are you doing?
I'm just hanging out. Just got done eating lunch.
Okay, get something good on. I got something special for you. You won't believe this.
Oh, no.
Okay, we'll see you in a minute.
Okay.
All right, bye. Oh yeah, Bream has no idea I haven't shipped this car yet. Awesome. This is gonna be a fun day. Oh, Luigi, here I come. Yeah. Rancho Santa Fe, California is located in San Diego's coastal North County. The ranch comes from the 1841 Mexican land grant to the then mayor of the Pueblo of San Diego, Juan Osuna. In 1906, Santa Fe Railroad acquired the grant to plant eucalyptus groves to be used for railroad ties. The wood proved too soft for the ties and was abandoned. Santa Fe Land Improvement Company subsequently developed a central village and surrounded by large estates with wonderfully steep and curvy country road system. The original village center and the historic guest house built in 1923, now named the Inn at Rancho Santa Fe, is our spectacular backdrop. Rancho Santa Fe is a popular destination for jolly folks and is a perfect spot for a proper jolly day. Hey Luigi, let's go! Let's go get some coffee.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, no.
You got the Jolly.
Listen, calling me Stiggins and not letting me wear the suit. I knew you weren't
That's my
going to
work
have
clothes.
But I got work clothes for today.
All
This is your suit
right.
for the day.
All right.
Well, you'll find out. Chop, chop.
Oh, man.
Hey, that's one dapper gentleman, Luigi.
What'd you get me?
I got a nice Italian afternoon planned for you. Let's go get some coffee.
I guess if you look hilarious, I gotta look hilarious.
Hey, it looks good to me.
Let's do this. That's gonna be a good day.
The Fiat Jolly has a really cool history. In 1958, Italian playboy Gianni Agnelli wanted to have a yacht portable car. As chairman of Fiat, Gianni tasked designer Gia Corseria to build the land tender for his 82-foot yacht. Gianni sent Gia an air-cooled two-cylinder Fiat 600. Gia chopped the top, tossed the doors, created a folding top, and installed wicker racing seats. The Jolly was born and officially named Jolly La Plage, which loosely translates to the Joker of the Beach. The Jolly was an instant hit with the in-crowd, so Fiat entered into a very limited production run of a couple hundred over 15 years. The 58 Jolly sold new for $1,760, double the standard Fiat 600 price. Very few have survived, and it is extremely rare to find one in good condition today. And now, almost 60 years later, we have the opportunity to drive this truly fantastic electric Jolly.
Hey, Cafe Positano. All right.
All right. Let's
Get
get
some coffee?
Yeah.
All right.
I knew you'd enjoy this afternoon.
Ah,
Post-lunch cafe.
yeah. All right.
I love when I pick you up and you get me a coffee. Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
you're driving, you know. Cheers, man. Nice
Cheers.
day.
Great job on the Fiat.
Oh, thanks.
I love it.
It's smooth driving, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
love it.
incredible.
Yeah, can't wait to drive it around some more today.
I can't believe how exciting the Formula E was in Long Beach.
God, wasn't that a blast?
They played music, you hear the cars go by quietly, and you can talk during the whole race.
Right in our backyard. You know, my wife and I took our kid up there, had a great time. You'd never take a 2-week-old baby to a car race.
I
and
loved it.
It was perfect, yeah. Just had a great time. We put together a little segment. We walked through the paddock. We saw some of the cars, some of the technology. It was great.
You interviewed some of the drivers?
Yeah, and you hung out near the generators.
That's,
Those generators were neat. The smell that came off them, that, what was it, glycerol, algae or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and dive into the Formula E segment.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Okay.
Here we are at the Formula E in Long Beach, California.
First ever race at this location. We're excited to see it. We're going to go through the pits. We're going to check it out. We're going to. You guys the EV show?
Oh my God! Hey! What's up, bro?
Ah, dude, right on. Love the EV show.
All right. Let's go check it out.
I love the fans.
Dude, what do you think of Formula E?
Dude, it's exciting. We got to go in the Virgin pits and check out their whole dry ice cooling system they have going on.
Sick. You meet any drivers today?
We didn't meet any drivers, but we got kind of in there. We were talking to the team, asking them some hard questions. They had to go around to a couple people to see what the voltage of the pack was, 700 volts.
Inside of the paddock area, checking out the cars. We're in front of the bathrooms waiting for the drivers just before they start the race. That's where they're all going to hit it before they run. Yeah, get over here. Oh, I know you don't like black duct tape in the shop, but look at this. Black duct tape in the Formula E spare car. Awesome. Look at all the carbon fiber in here. Incredible. Racing steering wheel, carbon fiber mirrors. Look at this car, is insane. Love it. Wait till you see it race. Hey, here we are right behind the garages where they're charging all the cars. These are the zero fossil fuels generators running on glycerin. Hey, look at this. We found behind the pits. This is the boxes that DHL ships in. These are the first global boxes certified for lithium-ion battery transport. These things are gorgeous. Car per box. Look at this row of boxes all the way down. Incredible. Races are on. It's not gentlemen start your engines, it's gentlemen push the button. Let's go check it out. Awesome.
We've been working very hard, so hope the result comes.
Well, it's going to be a great race. Just make sure you watch it. Hey, like every driver before the race, you got to go to the bathroom. I took care of business. I'm ready to watch and have a beer. Let's go.
Place is Nelson Piquet Jr. All 5 lights are on and we go green in Long Beach, and it's a bad start from Prost. Great start from Nelson Piquet Jr. He looks to the inside line and he's going for the lead of the race into turn 1. Wonderful start from Piquet Jr.
Here we are at the start of the E-Prix. The action's hot already in the first lap. There's already been a wreck. We're under yellow. Let's go check it out.
Cars flying everywhere. A bit of contact in the back of the pack and it's a bit messy down there in the first chicane. But what a start from Nelson Piquet Jr. Sandberg's in trouble. He's out of the race. The tight little chicane, and that's got speed in the wall. The American has crashed, and he's going to be out of the E-Prix here in Long Beach. A real shame, but he has just done the classic, and there he is, and he's furious.
Got to be a safety car there, I would say. That was a big hit. He's going to lose it out here too. Watch onto the straight. Oh, no, be that.
Just about kept that together, but that's going to allow Senna to go past
2 cars.
Oh, and that is Charles Pic, and he's spun around. I think it's Trulli. Car number 10 it is.
Trulli.
Yes, it is
Jarno.
Trulli.
And the car is broken, right front suspension.
But now this is the cue once again for second position.
Degrassi still has all that extra energy.
Yeah.
In hand there. When is he going to use it? How is he going to use it?
Into the first chicane. He's right up behind. You can hear the crowd cheering every time they come past because they are enjoying this spectacle. Nelson Piquet has just done a personal best in Sector 1 again. This is his father commanded the race in 1980 to win his first Grand Prix for Brabham. He finished some 50 seconds up the road, I think, and it certainly looks as though Nelson Piquet could be repeating that performance today. There's Adrian Brody and Leonardo DiCaprio having a chat. Hopefully they're enjoying the race. And there's a look up the inside, he certainly has. Down into turn 5, through goes Jerome D'Ambrosio, past Nico Prost. And what has happened to Nico Prost here today? Because qualified great, he's going into the back of him there, leaves his leg braking far too late, and that is a touring car style move back past. Surely he'll sort of slow down and re-let. Oh, Daniel Abt has been given a drive-through penalty for overusing his maximum power. And there you can see the reaction of the Abt team. Heads in hands, a shake of the head. And Daniel Abt has been given a drive-through penalty for using too much power. So they have a limit of 150 kilowatts. And at some point during the race, Daniel Abt has used too much. Oh, goodness me, this is action. D'Ambrosio going past Heidfeld. Oh,
what was Nick thinking there?
I don't know.
I hate to say Nick deserved what he got there. He was squeezing the guy into the wall. The guy's there, you can't expect him to disappear.
That's bonkers.
Yeah, just
and he's lost his rear wing there, so he gets going again and he might be able to limp around to the finish. 35 years ago, Nelson Piquet Sr. won his first ever Formula 1 race in Long Beach. And now, Nelson Piquet Jr. exits the final corner to win his first Formula E race in Long Beach. Great performance from Nelson Piquet Jr. Delight for next EV by Team China.
Congratulations, guys. Jesus Christ, can't believe we did it.
Well, there it is. First ever Formula E in Long Beach. Nelson Piquet Jr. won. What a race. We'd like to thank everyone for coming out. We want to thank our viewers for meeting up with us at Famous Dave's Barbecue earlier. Appreciate it. What do you think of the race?
Oh, it's an incredible day. If you're accustomed to normal motorsports, we can talk and we're listening to music while the race is going on. 60-minute format, insane. Action, fast, lap times fast, something good for everyone. It's a good spectating event.
Thanks again for joining us today. We appreciate it. We look forward to a lot more races here, man. What a blast. What an absolute blast.
Awesome. See you guys next time.
See ya.
Hey, that was a great Formula E segment.
Yeah.
I mean, Nelson Piquet Jr. winning at Long Beach, where his father won.
Yeah.
And not only in a whole new format of racing. I am a fan of the electric racing. I can't wait to go to another race.
Yeah, it's kind of neat seeing like the kid wins in an electric car at the same track his father won.
And even better, you invited all the EV West shop guys and anyone who any of the clients to come visit us at Famous Dave's Barbecue.
The crowd turnout. I mean, not only for the race, but we did the little EV show get together for our viewers and fans.
Yeah,
and
during the race, after the race.
Yep.
And then we went over and watched it at the start-finish line.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, I love meeting Brian Noto.
Yeah, you guys hit it off, didn't you?
We hung out with a whole group of guys after the race. You know what's great is the guys who drove down from Seattle.
Yeah, the Seattle EVA Club.
They invited us up to come to the racetrack in September.
Yeah, we got to do that.
I want to.
We have to figure out a way.
I know who else is going to go. We might road trip up there and pay them back.
Yeah, right? Yeah, those guys, man, they drove all through. They left the race and drove all through the night to get home.
Oh, yeah, they left Friday and took off Saturday night to make it back Sunday.
Yeah, San Diego EV Club made it up. I mean, we just really appreciate it. A lot more fans showed up than we thought, and I thought we'd have, 2 or 3?
Oh, yeah. Great for a free race. Neat to see them promoting it.
Yeah.
What a different crowd of people. It was like a science class early in the day, people watching the trial runs, and then you got all sorts of local people who came to just check it out, and I think people
it
were
was a good time, wasn't
stoked on it.
Yeah. So we got some more events coming up. We got Refuel, Laguna Seca.
Oh, June 26th.
June 26th. It's on a Friday this year. We were kind of hoping for the weekend. But, we'll go up there Thursday night. We'll camp at the campground. So
all electric car racing.
Yep. So open invite to...
Who races their cars at this event?
Us.
So I understand.
The Tesla guys. There's a lot of Tesla guys there. There's going to be... I mean, last year there was a lot of Porsches. There was a lot of... a couple Fieros. There was all kinds of conversions. We had our M3 there. We won the event and, had a lot of fun. Right?
How do you think the P85D is going to do at this event?
I think the P85D is going to do pretty good. We'll see if we can beat them again this year.
Hey, so do you know a little known fact about the Laguna Seca Raceway in 1956-7 when it was first established as a sanctioned race course that the first event was won by a Ferrari?
You just use every opportunity to mention Ferrari.
It gets better, but we're going to have the Ferrari at Laguna Seca this year.
Right. It's going to be, Come on out. So we're going to do an open invite. Okay, so the 25th, June 25th, we're going to be at the campgrounds right there at the top.
Thursday?
Thursday. At the top of Turn 5, we're going to be drinking tequila and
running
a fire.
Party in your RV?
Just like last year. Last year we had Otmar from Cafe Electric show up, and we had Jehu Garcia was there. He drove all the way up. We had Eric Hansen with the 818. We had a whole cast and crew of characters out there. It was great. It was a good time.
This is going to be the biggest year ever.
Yeah. And the pits were a blast. I rode an electric horse. When do you ever get to run an electric horse?
I've not even seen it. I know that I have an electric cowboy outfit.
Yeah, we got some B-roll. We'll throw up the electric horse B-roll. Yeah, you got the electric horse fit out.
Yeah, I might rewire it just for the event.
So again, event after event, we have Refuel, and then after Refuel...
You know what's even better? Now, it's so suiting that the Ferrari's showing up at Laguna Seca. I'm going to take another shot at you. The Ferrari's coming out at EcoFest for its first public showing in Encinitas at Cottonwood Park on May 17th.
May 17th at Encinitas EcoFest. We're going to debut the first public showing, I guess, of the Ferrari.
It's never been out of the shop before, for an actual showing.
Right. You got to be stoked and nervous at the same time.
I know. I'm scared. I hope we're driving it down there.
He's got the whole interior out of this thing right now. We don't know.
There is so much to do.
Yeah.
In the next 3.5 weeks.
This is a laundry list of stuff to do.
It's incredible.
Yeah. So EcoFest, May 17th, Cottonwood Park in Encinitas. Come see, if you're in San Diego County, come see the Electric Ferrari project. He's going to be driving it, we hope.
Yeah,
well,
so
we'll be driving it. Might not have an interior, but we'll be driving it.
Oh, no, it'll make it. You know, we might have to put some Volkswagen seats in it.
Yeah.
So I understand you've been really busy on another project.
Really busy on another project, So we're getting really excited because we mentioned it a couple episodes ago that we are going to run the Baja 1000 this year.
Tell me where you are on the design of the chassis, how far along, what's going on?
Well, you know, the chassis design's done, and we're laying tubes down now, and we're actually starting the construction of the chassis. A lot of it was the calculation of the planning, heavy planning, the pit stops. You know, we're going to, our whole deal this year is we're going to run just like the gas guys. We're going to pit with them, we're going to refuel quicker than them, we think. We did some test battery swapping, and we're down under a minute now. And we think that's about the same time or quicker than refueling a Pro truck. And we don't want any special treatment. We're going to go out there and we're going to rip the Baja 1000 start to finish, 24 to 27 hour race, 1,000 miles on all electric power.
But you have a unique approach when it comes to the weight of the car and how that's going to help you.
Well, we're utilizing materials a little bit more than most. You know, a lot of titanium, aluminum, composites, you know, CFRP. A lot of neat stuff going on in it, and a lot of neat design.
Do you have a target weight on this car in comparison?
Yeah, we have a target weight. Yeah, it's low. Yeah, we're getting there. It's around. No, it's not top secret. It's around 3,000. You know me though. I'm a little reserved with details because a lot of this engineering. We've got a lot of engineers. We've got you know, Merritt over at Strategic Racing Design has been working on it, and Justin Herman has been working on it, and yeah, it's a huge undertaking for a couple of small shops.
So no, I think this undertaking is going to even be more powerful with this new battery technology that you want to talk about.
Well, yeah, you know, I mean, this is the news segment. We were talking about this earlier when we were kind of going over the notes. The new lithium sulfur batteries hit about 500 watt hours per kilogram now. And, you know, to put that in understandable English units, it's about...
That's something I need to hear.
Yeah, right. It's about 4.5 pounds per kilowatt hour. So our typical battery that we throw, say like in the Volkswagen Beetle, is a 20 kilowatt hour battery. That puts it in like the 80 to 100 pound range.
So what's the per kilowatt, what's the pound difference? What would you say that the percentage difference
Well, like
is?
the Tesla batteries that we're using now, those are one of the best, and they're around 160 watt hours per kilogram.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's substantial. That's an order of magnitude about 3.5 times more energy dense. Now, this is lithium sulfur. It's a new chemistry. It's going to take a little while to work the kinks out and stuff like that. But I think the point of the whole story is, and on top of this, there's the new details on pricing that the manufacturers are buying the batteries for less than $300 per kilowatt hour now. So you combine the energy density with the cost, and I mean,
where were batteries 3 years ago?
We hit these targets so quick. It's ridiculous.
But where were the batteries 3 years ago? What was the cost of those?
Oh, I think it was 700-800. You know, it's been coming down substantial. But I think the most important point is pretty much every kind of target that they said we couldn't hit, we've hit. You know, and you know, who knows what the next year, 2, 5 years holds. You know, we kind of joke with customers that come in the shop. And we did it with your Ferrari because we don't have really enough battery in your Ferrari. That hey, just give it like 3 to 5 years. We'll have a suitcase-sized battery, and it was kind of a joke. And
yeah, I know what you're going to do.
It might actually be real now.
You're going to put a date on this and say, Hutch, drive up to San Francisco, and where it stops, or walk the rest of the way.
Yeah.
You're going to test me.
Yeah. You know, let's make that a goal. Like what, 5 years?
Well,
5 years we can drive your car to San Francisco on one charge.
Wow.
Oh, geez.
I might have to start hitchhiking.
Yeah. Well, speaking of batteries, you know, Trent has been playing around with batteries in his dirt bike. He did the Yamaha YZ250 conversion.
He did that in like 6 days.
I know, right?
6 days.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was doing it.
Yeah. But, you know me, I've ridden dirt bikes for years. In fact, we try and drag you out to the desert, and you're kind of not a dirt bike guy. That's okay.
But when you launch rockets in the desert, I go.
You take your seersucker suit down to the racetrack and bet on horses instead of...
Hey, I can spray this with Scotch Guard and take you to the desert, but if I take this to the desert, I'm riding Trent's bike with it.
Yeah, so even the cops came the other day because he was kicking up a bunch of dust behind the shop. No worries. They pulled him over just to see what he was doing.
Well, they don't hear noise, so they don't associate typical motorcycles.
Yeah, so let's take a look at Trent's segment. Let's take a look at his dirt bike and see what Trent's up to.
Hey guys, Trent here.
and just wanted to share with you the latest project I've endeavored upon. This was originally a 1999 YZ250 two-stroke, so just about the dirtiest thing you could find. The motor was junk, and so I picked it up for pretty cheap. It's now electric. I had to modify the frame slightly to fit my desired 3 kilowatt hours worth of energy, because I feel comfortable welding. I have about 240 26650 lithium iron phosphate cells for 74 volts, about 32 amp hours. Currently just have a Harbor Freight voltmeter here connected to the pack, which gives you a good indication of when your voltage is really about to die. But the sophisticated instrumentation came in just under $5.99. So good deal, I would say. Next, we kind of shopped around a little bit for a decent motor controller package. The All-Trax controller kept coming up as a pretty good unit, the 7245. It's good for up to 96 volts, and so it sounds like it's stout enough for that. The motor is a Motenergy ME1003, and we have to thank Thunderstruck. Thanks, Mark and Brad! Because they hooked us up with the motor at a good deal. Bike will go about 60 plus, hopefully even faster when I get a higher voltage LiPo pack in here. And as you can tell from the grips, thing actually gets a fair amount of use. I've had my buddies dump it a couple times. I've dumped it. One guy in the shop's dumped it. It's all been good. Because that's what you do with a dirt bike, you just beat on it. So, a good test bed. The motor redlines at about 3,000 RPM, and it's a 1-speed bike. Just kind of picked top gear and went backwards from there in terms of math, and so we wound up with about a 13-tooth pinion gear and a 53-tooth sprocket in back. With the lithium iron phosphate pack, it's about 5 pounds heavier than the stock weight, which is about 225 pounds for a 1999 YZ. We have here some homemade fender shrouds, or radiator shrouds rather, but since we don't have a radiator anymore, you need something to support your knees on the bike when you're going into turn and when you're trying to grip with your knees and whatnot. So, so you need some kind of stylish way to do that. Next couple things on the list for this bike, I just recently picked up about $1,000 worth of lithium polymer batteries and upped my capacity some. Might mess around with the voltage some, and definitely want to do a homemade amp hour counter. So yeah, that's kind of the overall view of this dirt bike, and honestly, it's a super easy build to tackle. Anyone could do this, really. I really had maybe an hour worth of engineering in it. After water jet and stuff, it's less than $2,000 worth of parts after a few hookups here and there. But really, you know, the bike was cheap, everything else, really fun way to get into electric. Again, I'm Trent, and thanks for checking out a little dirt bike project. No, I didn't comb my hair. It's been like this all day. I look this fabulous when I wake up. I don't know if you know that. I was like, as he's getting out, I'm like, you ever ridden a dirt bike before? He's all, no! I'm like, not a good place to start. Wait, like before you even got on the thing, I'm like, okay, so here's how you operate it. Basically, you flip the switch and you pull on the throttle. And I flip the switch back. He's like, flip switch and pull on the throttle. And it wasn't on the bike, and it went 50 yards out into the dirt and took a digger. I was like, oh, that's lovely. Thank you, dude. It's my new fender. Everything I've ever done with a dog in the background.
Who is Trent's excellent camera woman?
Yeah.
She did an awesome job.
Girl, Special was out there filming.
Special did a good job.
Yeah. You're looking pretty good there, man. Hands with
Doesn't my hand looks a lot bigger compared to my coffee than your hand looks on your coffee.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
So motorcycles. We got Roselli. You know, he's been working on the Ural, but he's actually been doing he was doing a floorboard and the sidecar and some stuff, not real EV work. So he's going to spend the month talking to us a little bit about batteries and how we calculate battery size. He's got, you know, just a quick little primer on batteries. Yeah,
just the basics.
You might want to pay attention to this one.
That is really low.
I'm sorry.
All right.
I had to.
Let's see it, John.
All right.
It's true. I haven't done a lot of work on the Ural, but let's be honest, you're just here to see who won the Gravity Skate Deck. Before I show you who won, why don't we all watch Larry Bertelman show us all how to do a proper Bertelman. Now let's see who won the Gravity deck. I actually already filmed the drawing, but it's a little out of focus. Nothing to do with me paying the cameraman and beer whatsoever. Let's watch it anyway. The first number is number 1. The second number is number 2. We have 1, 2, number 12. The winner of the Gravity Skateboard is Cy Lucas of Sulphur Springs, Texas. Congratulations, Cy. Glad you won. I wish you all could have won a skateboard. Thank you all who helped me get this charger. In the coming episodes, you'll get to see it charging up these 18650 batteries. I want to talk to you about these batteries going into the Ural. It's the same setup as in the Jolly, except I've decided to run them 4 parallel instead of 2S, 2P. What does that mean? 2 series, 2 parallel. But what does that mean? Glad you asked. These 2 modules are 57 volt, 53 amp hour batteries. Joining the positive terminals together and then joining the negative terminals together creates a parallel connection. Doing this essentially creates a single 57 volt, 106 amp hour battery. Series connections are made by joining the positive terminal to the negative terminal, creating an open circuit. Make sure you don't close the circuit without a resistor to handle the energy. These 2 batteries in series create a 114 volt, 53 amp hour pack. Both combinations have an equal amount of energy because watt hours equals volts times amp hours. So that's it. EV Math Basics lesson number 2 is done. Now you know how to figure out how much energy is in your battery. All we need to do now is figure out how much energy is in a wave.
John, thanks, John. So now let's just move on to the next segment.
You always love John's math, right?
Yeah, that's right. But the next segment is even more exciting. You know what it is? It's the cool tool. And
that's my segment.
Guess whose segment it is?
The cool tool.
Is it cool tool an oxymoron?
You know, tool is one of the nicer things I've been called recently. I'll take it.
Let's go see the cool tool segment. This is cool.
You know, well, let's just roll the footage. Today we're going to talk about batteries and how to strap them up, specifically lithium iron phosphate batteries. We're going to go over some quick tips and a couple little things you got to watch out for when you're putting your battery pack together. So we're going to start here with the battery pack in the back of our 78 Jeep. And the first thing that's really important, make sure all your batteries are nice and tight, pushed together, real secure in their box. Once they're nice and secure, we recommend using the 3M Roll Lock Bristle Disc. You can use this device and you can go in and actually just really polish the tops of the batteries. Before you get started though, you might want to make sure you're not wearing anything metallic, any watch or anything like that. I'm going to remove my wedding ring real quick and we're going to get started. So you're just going to use the bristle disc. You go over the top of the terminal, just get it nice and shiny, make sure that it's really clean, there's no imperfections, there's no little burrs or anything like that that would impede the battery strap making a really good connection. There you go. Once you have your anode and your cathode really nice and shiny, ready to make a nice connection, we're going to go ahead and use a battery paste. In this case, we're using the Worth CU800. It's a copper-based paste. There's some other stuff out there. Silver-based pastes are really good as well. So we're just going to use a tiny dab of this stuff right on the top where the terminal makes the connection. Be sure to not get it inside the bolt hole or get it on the threads of the bolt, as that will kind of alter the readings that you're getting when you go to torque your bolts down. Okay, so speaking of bolts, just want to make a quick mention here. We're using an M8 stainless steel bolt. It's rated A2-70. You need to use at least an A2-70 or greater rated bolt so that you can not exceed its torque rating when you're putting your straps on. Something to really keep an eye out for, because we've seen this, is make sure that your bolt is ASTM certified and it has a manufacturer's stamp on it. There's a lot of bolts that we've seen come over from China and they don't have this stamp. And if you look, the threads aren't turned and they're not all the way to spec, and we've seen batteries strip out because of this. So you take out like a $200 battery because you used a 15-cent bolt from China. Make sure they're American made, make sure they're ASTM certified, and you'll see A2-70, then there'll be a little symbol or like a 3-character like ABF or THE. There'll be a bolt manufacturer mark on there. Make sure that it has that. That's really important. We also highly recommend use of the Nord lock. This lock washer is going to prevent against loosening and vibrations and things that are common in a car. So we highly recommend the Nord lock. And then of course you got your straps. We use both the aluminum 6000 series and the copper straps. So once you've gone through and laid your strap on each terminal, you know, before you just throw the strap on there, give it a quick tap first, you know, just to make sure you don't have anything backwards. Always double check your work. Don't go ahead and throw the strap all the way down like that first. Give it a quick check, and you might want to wear some eye protection and some gloves if you've never done this before and you're kind of a little timid and just want to really make sure. Once you've gotten it in there and you've loosened everything, now you want to go ahead and torque everything down. This is where we're going to introduce our cool tool of the month. This is a AC Delco digital torque wrench, and it's really nice and small. It's compact. It's got an audible alarm, and what you do is you just put it in line with the wrench that you're using. So here's our 13 mil socket. We're just going to put it in line just like that. And we're going to turn it on, and in this case we're going to adjust it to the spec on the batteries. Now the manufacturer wants to see about 14 to 15 foot-pounds per battery. We go a little lower than that because you use the Nord locks, and the aluminum connection on here is a little bit weak, and we've seen some of them strip out in some situations. You got to be really careful. So we're going to go ahead and set this for 12.5, and we're going to go ahead and go on. You'll notice as we tighten it, you'll hear the audible alarm once we hit our mark. And it will actually tell you your maximum foot-pounds as well, which is kind of nice. So when we hit that, we can look here and we see that we hit 13.6 foot-pounds, so just a little bit over 12.5. And you're going to go through your whole entire pack, make sure everything's nice, tight, and secure. Another little tip you might want to do is if you have a wrench like this, you might want to just take a piece of heat shrink, throw it over the end of your wrench, and go ahead and heat that. And that way you have a non-conductive wrench in there. You really want to keep metallic materials and anything like that away from the battery pack while you're installing it. And again, good idea, maybe wear safety glasses, maybe have some gloves on. And tighten up your pack, make it nice, safe, and secure. One of our other quick tips, we used a thermal camera where we actually image the pack after driving it. That's also a good idea. Anything that's a little warmer than anything else is going to be a sign that there's something wrong and needs some attention. Other than that, that's our quick tip and quick tool of the month, talking about battery packs. We'll see you next time.
It's really fitting how you were doing all the battery connections, and that's going to fit really nicely into exactly what we got done in the last couple weeks in the Ferrari.
It's time appropriate for you.
It is.
I'm just trying to do these things to kind of, you know.
Were you sneaking working on the project?
Out.
You were sneaking in Ferrari work late night, weren't you?
Yeah. So yeah, you know, some good tips in there. Just, you know, we tried to rush through them, but a couple really important, quick things, and you know, things you got to hit on when you do your pack. And it's great because we were filming that segment, and you were actually doing the work on your Ferrari.
Yeah, I've never actually put and bolted the battery pack together, what screws, the bolts to use, and using the plates and the copper.
Yeah, I mean, write down the importance of the bolt, you know. So let's check out your Ferrari.
All right,
yeah, let's see your progress. Okay, cool.
We've been busy.
Yeah.
Let's give you an overview of what's happening inside the EV West on the Ferrari. Put a lot of work into wrapping up the front end of the Ferrari. Taking some of Bream's great tips on battery and installation, we dropped in and connected 24 180 amp hour lithium ion batteries. At 12 pounds per battery, the front pack is nearly 290 pounds. The front end weight in comparison to the factory curb weight will really be interesting to see in the next show. I'm venturing to guess it's going to be extremely close due to the sheer number of parts and systems we removed from the stock vehicle. Additionally, we cut aluminum skirts that were designed, water jetted, and installed to fit around the battery box, sealing the front compartment from airflow and any other debris from outside the car. The front is now wrapped up and we're awaiting the finishing touches. The rear suspension on the Ferrari is now totally restored and back on the frame. The A-arms and sway bars have been powder coated in aluminum color and they look great. We replaced all the bushings too. The OEM brake calipers were rebuilt and have new pads to fit the new high-performance Giro-disc rotors. We also dropped in the new QA1 adjustable coilovers. What a great looking setup. Both hubs were totally stripped down and glass beaded, and then we put a protective coat on them. The bearings had to be changed out. We put the stub axles back in and we topped them off with the new stake nuts with 162.5 pounds of torque. We did have to replace one stub axle that has a totally unacceptable level of runout. The whole suspension's together. We have the custom lug bolts coming in for Brian up in Silverado. We're stoked that this 308 will be rolling in short order.
So a little less FaceTime, a You did like some voicovers that
Yeah,
time.
who wants to see my
different.
face when you got a Ferrari to look at?
God, me?
Yeah. So you better order some tequila because.
By the way, you know, the debate's been going on whether or not you're Stiggins.
Did you just see the red Ferrari drive by?
Dude, we got to say something. We're in obviously Rancho Santa Fe today. I've seen 2 Carrera GTs, at least a dozen Teslas, an i8 just drove by.
Yeah.
We've seen 3 458 Italias. I mean, if you guys ever want to just car watch, just come down to Rancho Santa Fe and just hang out.
They do the cars and coffee here informally on Saturdays.
Yeah. And how many times have we been interrupted in the Fiat?
Cafe. Oh, the guy with the 500E drove by, almost crashed.
Yeah.
Looking at
2
the
of
big
them.
Fiat.
Yeah.
Oh,
good stuff.
thank you to Cafe
Good stuff.
Positano.
Yeah. So we're gonna head out and see Jehu's segment. And,
surprise segment?
Little buddy, we don't know what he has in store for us. All I know is it's gonna be good. And should we just take a look?
Yeah,
let's take a gander.
All right.
All right.
Welcome to another quick tip segment on the EV show. Last month, we started bottom balancing this battery, but it was fully charged, 300 amp hours, so it was gonna take forever. Finally, after many hours, it's finally where we want it to be, around 2.7 volts. So, after discharge, it bounced back up to 3 volts, and then today we connected it again, and it was there for a few minutes, and then once again it reaches 2.7 volts. At which point, if you're doing something else, you hear the chime and you come back and you disconnect it because your battery's done. So when you buy these parts and you put together this piece, you just have to make sure that the chime is outside of the box, or you make a hole in the box. It looks really nice and neat inside, but as I realized the first time, the chime doesn't really sound that loud. And so what you want is for this guy to be loud enough for you to be able to walk away, go about your day, be productive, and still be able to hear the chime when it's finally ready to go. Okay, some viewers have asked if this device can be automated. And the short answer is yes. You could put together a bunch of parts and do something that's automated, right? But about a year ago, others figured out that if you do that, it ended up costing more money and more time and possibly frustration than just buying something off the shelf like this. This is a PowerLab 6, or there's another PowerLab 8 that essentially does the same thing and is cheaper than making the automated version of this device. And actually this does more, because this charges your battery. You can charge multi-cell batteries, you can discharge multi-cell batteries. And so, you know, for the money, this is better than building your own automated system. You gotta also remember that you're only gonna bottom balance once probably, or twice. And so you don't wanna spend too much money on something that you're not gonna use a lot. They're just gonna sit on your desk or on your shelf for a long time. So this, what we built here last month, is a simple and affordable device to allow you to do that. So this is how this device works. Make sure you keep the chime outside and have some fun bottom balancing your batteries. So what is bottom balancing? Well, when you need several cells grouped together to power a device, you will need to do some sort of balancing. The reason is that battery cells are these fragile things that will die or will get damaged if you charge them or discharge them too much. If your cells are at a different state of charge and you start using them, their voltage is going to start dropping until the cell with the least amount of energy stored in it reaches 0 volts. At that point, if the energy keeps flowing through this empty cell, it will be damaged beyond repair. Now, if you attempt to charge this group of cells to the correct combined voltage, the 2 cells that are healthy will overcharge and thus get damaged, as they will take the energy that the already dead cell is now no longer able to store. So, imbalanced lithium cells will die the first time you attempt to use them. So that's why balancing is absolutely required. So what's the difference between top and bottom balancing? Well, in a perfect world, not much really. It just describes the point chosen to balance the cells, usually top or bottom, as the center portion is not usually chosen because a lot of battery chemistries don't show much of the voltage difference until they reach the edges of their cycle. So it's hard to tell where a cell is at when the voltage is the same on a nearly full cell and nearly empty one. Unfortunately, we don't live in a perfect world, and even if your cells are physically identical, made at the same time in the same factory, they are going to be slightly different. There's always one cell smaller than the rest of them. So if you balance your pack at the bottom, that smallest cell will reach the top before all others. And the same, if you top balance, then this same cell will reach the bottom first also. So this plays an important role because batteries suffer a different death at the bottom than they do at the top. On the bottom, the end comes quick and silent. The cell just loses its ability to store energy. Top side, on the other hand, comes much slower, with a lot of warning signs in the form of heat, venting, and ultimately a catastrophic explosion, sometimes followed by flames and fire. This cell here took more than an hour and twice its normal voltage to get it to die. But it is much more violent and potentially dangerous event. So there are those that will choose top balancing in an attempt to prevent any cell from overcharging, exploding, and catching fire, while others choose bottom balancing to prevent the quick, silent, but deadly death at the bottom. Now, which one should you choose? Well, tune in next time to find out why we choose bottom balancing.
So yeah, that was a great history lesson.
I feel much more educated now.
Yeah.
Special.
Yeah, you know, and why we're talking about it, we just thanks Jehu, thanks Misa. These guys put together the show. We get the easy part. We get to put on like monkey suits and drive around in a Fiat. And these guys put together a great show for us. So
well, they laugh at us half the time.
Yeah, thanks guys.
But they're awesome.
And they put a lot of time and energy into it, and we appreciate it. So I guess we're out of here. We're going to go tootle around town a little bit.
I do, and we're going to drive it, and I also have a surprise for you.
Right, and you know, normally.
Aren't you concerned what my surprise for you is going to be?
These days, even if you don't tell me you have a surprise, I know you have a surprise. Right up to the Trust Me coin jar at the shop.
Oh, that's really good, by the way. Say it and pay it.
Yeah, say it and pay it.
That's going to cost you $1.
So, trust me.
That's $2.
So, you know, normally we do a burnout in the car, and we've got a Fiat. It's kind of got a...
The Fiat that's in a shipping container on its way somewhere right now?
Yeah, it's a shipping container over there. It's got a vintage transaxle in it, so we're going to be nice. We're not going to abuse the Fiat, but we could not go a month without some burnouts.
The ode?
Yeah, so I put together, I had some fun the other night looking around the internet at some Electric Burnout clips, and I put together the ode to the Electric Burnout. Let's check out some tire smoke.
All right, let's
do this. We're pretty excited to get this first ever triple motor Ferrari conversion on the road. This thing is going to be a beast and create tons of tire smoke. In the meantime, we're going to do a little ode to the electric car burnout, and we're going to enjoy some footage that we found on the internet.
I love the tire slaying after each ode to tire smoke. So
Yeah,
I thought
right?
it really suitable for cigars to accompany
From
the
tire smoke to
surprise.
cigar smoke. How appropriate for you today, right?
Yeah, and one for you.
Oh, wow, I get the Monica, huh?
I think we get to go. You ready?
Let's do it.
You did not say that. So politically correct.
Oh, man.
Thanks for the coffee.
Smoking a cigar.
These things are good, man. Oh, yeah, man, that's old.
What do they say in Cubano?
What do they say? Buckle up, bro.
Watch the wicker, my friend.
We could catch on fire.
Yeah. All right. Hey, we want to talk a little bit about an interference fit today because it comes up a lot when you're coupling the flywheel coupler to your motor shaft. Now, an interference fit's really important in an electric vehicle because when you put the coupler onto your motor shaft, you don't want any lash, you don't want any run out or any play whatsoever. What happens, especially in an AC situation, an AC motor, where you have regen and you're accelerating and decelerating, that constant lash is going to wear down either the key on the keyed shaft or the spline pattern on your spline motor. I've got a couple motors. I got a Siemens and a TM4 with the 24 spline pattern, and we have our universal slug that we manufactured. So this is just a slug. We make these in 3, 4, and 5-inch diameter. In fact, we just did a 5-inch diameter one over here for an RX-7, so you can see how big that slug is. What we do is we actually sell this slug if you want to machine it yourself, but we do the most expensive part, which is this 24 spline interference pattern in here, and we get an EDM. That stands for electrical discharge machining. It's actually done with a really, really high voltage wire that goes through here, and it uses a CNC to maneuver the wire through the pattern, through the slug to create the pattern. What we're going to do, since no good video segment is without a demonstration, John and I, he's just off camera right now, and he's heating up this same exact slug. We got another one over here. He's going to heat it up to 400 degrees, and what that does is it makes the metal expand a little bit due to the heat, and it will actually be a non-interference fit. It will go over here, it will cool, and it will grab this. So at this point, no matter how hard I try, I can't get this started on here. It will not actually slide onto the splines. Now, there's some other couplers on the market we wanted to show you because you got to be really careful. This is a slip fit spline pattern, and what it does, it just goes right on like that. Now it looks cool in the way that it grabs on there, but the problem is there's too much lash in here. You can see it wiggles back and forth about 6 degrees, which is just bad, and this hasn't even been driven on. By the time you drive on this, I mean, you'll probably ruin the splines on your motor within a year or less, and you also have a little bit of run out. You can see that wiggle there. Now we're going to show some B-roll right now of this thing kind of wiggling and rolling out, and it gets much worse when you put a flywheel on it, because a little bit of movement here, when you're way out here with a flywheel, it gets amplified by that distance over there. So we wanted to show you that. This is also important with our keyed shafts. We also do an interference fit where we run these a little bit under. We run these about 124 thou over an inch, where a keyed shaft is actually 125 thou or inch and an eighth. So when we sell the slugs, we'll sell them to Universal, or we'll actually use our ferro arm over here, and we can scan your flywheel and actually put the pattern in our computer. Now this is the same scanning device we showed you in episode 2 back in January, and it's highly accurate. So we get the pattern, put it into the slug, into the coupler, and it goes right in like that. Fits really nice and tight. I kind of explained how important an interference fit is. If you get your coupler and it slides right onto the shaft at room temperature, that's a problem. You probably shouldn't use it because over time you'll develop a thud, especially when you're on acceleration and off acceleration if you have regen braking in your AC motor. And even in the DC systems, after a time from hitting the gas over and over, because you want these systems to last for, tens of thousands of miles. I mean, hundreds of thousands of miles, really. So again, this is our 24 spline pattern. It's going to fit the TM4 motor, the Siemens motor, and it's actually going to fit the UQM motor. And stay tuned on our website. We just picked up UQM as a dealer, so we're now getting UQM Power Phase 100s and other systems direct from UQM, factory warranty, everything, and they'll be on our website a little bit later on. So good news there for the guys that were looking for a sub $10,000 100 kilowatt system. So at this point, I'm just going to go off camera. I'm going to get John. We're going to try not to burn ourselves, try not to hurt ourselves, and just to goof off, we're going to hammer one of these on here, probably just so we can pull it off later with a bearing puller. Okay, so John's going to get our coupler off camera here, and I've got a little hammer and a piece of wood. You always need to use a piece of wood. These couplers are made out of mild steel, and if you hit them with a hammer, they'll actually dent it, and you can damage it real easy. So here comes John. He's got the coupler. He's wearing his welder's gloves. It's nice and hot. You got to do this really quick. So he's going to come in. He's going to line it up. It's going to take him a bit to line it up there. Get it started nice and square.
And it should be quicker than this.
Should be quicker than this. He's burning his hands.
Running out, switching.
Put it on nice and square there, John. Spin it and get it square, just like we practiced. We did practice this.
All right, we're gonna have to try it again.
Okay, so. Okay, so I got it started. Now I'm just gonna hit the wood. Bam, right there until it goes all the way down. It's seated. Now I put this one on backwards because we didn't machine the inside out of it. But that's basically it. To get that bugger off now, sorry dude. To get that bugger off now, we're gonna have to use bearing pullers on it. But we just wanted to show you, that is on there. I mean, you can pull this thing, it is not gonna come off. There's no lash, there's no play in it. It's gonna be a really nice fit for your flywheel, clutch, pressure plate assembly. You're not gonna have any run out, you're not gonna have any lash on and off throttle, and that's why an interference fit is super important. And thanks, John. We got it on there anyways. Back to Hutch and myself.
The opportunity to come out this afternoon. I was able to get you out.
The pleasure was all mine.
But I have one surprise left for you to really demonstrate one of the lesser known features of the Fiat Jolly.
What are we gonna do now?
Cross
a river?
I don't know if it floats, but I'll tell you what.
I can't wait to see what you have up your sleeve.
I didn't get a yacht to put it on.
Hey, you gonna pick some bananas or some flowers for me?
Yeah, you know, romance.
Oh, geez.
All right.
What do you got?
You just hang tight right there. Let me be your caddy.
A caddy?
Oh, yeah.
Thank God.
We're going golfing, bro. This is a golf cart.
Did you come here this morning and plant those?
No, I just found them.
Where's my clubs?
Oh, I got yours too.
Oh, you got my clubs too?
Right here, bro.
Oh, this is great.
Let's go golfing.
Are we going golfing? All right, let's go golfing.
Come on, there we go.
I guess we're going golfing. All right. It's a good thing I brought my golf hat.
What's your handicap?
Severe. We're talking about golf, right?
Let's go hit some.
All right. Oh, we're going golfing.
That's what I told you, my surprise of the day. This is the best way to wrap up a great day of another EV show, so let's hit the fairway.
I guess we can show off the fact that this isn't gas powered and we can actually drive it on a golf course.
This is a golf cart. It's faster than the average golf cart.
Oh, this is like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Oh, this is great. Right through the sticks that say don't drive through them.
I didn't see that.
Have you ever played golf before?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm a good handicap, like 50. Hey, well, that was some really good segments this week.
Yeah, great segments, great show. We got some fun stuff planned for next month.
May 17th. May 17th.
May 17th.
Come and see the Ferrari.
Come and see the Ferrari. All right. Questions, comments, email us, team@evshow.com.
Thanks for watching. We really love your support of our show. We actually like making it, too.
Yeah. For Eric Hutchison and Michael Bream with the EV Show, we'll see you next month.
Take it easy.
Oh, it's Tesla. It doesn't.
It's only Tesla?
It doesn't fit our J1772.
That's baloney.
No.
That was an awesome bolt, by the way.
Good one.
Dude, nice details.
It's a 5 volt.
Oh, no way.
Put a Can-Am filter in the engine.
Did you really? Hey, well, you know, this is electric. We could do a little drag race. I like your Volt, dude. Super clean. I have one myself. Love it.
We'll be back.
Molto bene.
È un bello colore.
Un bello colore. Come un melone.
Con un melone.
Con
sì.
un melone.
Piace melone.
Melone.
The race. Oh my God, I think I've seen the stick. Let's see if we can go get some commentary from the stick. Sir, I heard you're no longer working with Top Gear. Is that true? Did you have problems with Jeremy Clarkson, sir? Anything you could tell us about your next gig? Thank you, Stick. We really love your input. Look forward to seeing you. Eric with EV Show, talking to the Stick Live.